Good morning and welcome. Happy Wednesday. This is your early morning intuitive guidance, and if I sound a little raspy, I think I just sneezed about 7 times. The pollen count here is outrageous, and yeah, having an impact. Overwhelmed my Zyrtec. What can you do? So, I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom, some things to ponder, some things to feel through, and like to give you things each day that give you cause for pause. Good morning to whomever just popped on. No names are rolling, but the little counter, oh, there we go. Joe Neal. Good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll give it a minute while everybody else starts rolling in. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. Welcome. This was kind of a no-brainer today. I was muscle testing which of the stacks of cards the deck for today was in, and I already had this sense of knowing that nope, it's not going to be here. It's going to be Tosha, which it is. And then I thought to myself, because usually when it's Tosha, I either hold the book and say, okay, give me something that would benefit us all today, or or look through the table of contents to see if something kind of leaps off the page at me. Well, before I even held the book, I heard chapter 4. So, and again, it's that intuitive hearing, not physical auditory sound, but that intuitive hearing of go left, not right. Stop here. Don't do that today. That kind of guidance. So, chapter 4. So I opened the book to chapter 4. Following the inner lead. Does that not sound like it will fit perfectly with all the stuff we've been talking about lately? Developing our other skills and abilities beyond physical senses. Fits right in. So I just kind of smirked a little bit and said, chapter 4 it is. So here we are. Let me grab a drink here. I don't want to set off a coughing spell with the talking, but man, it is, I just feel it all through here. So hopefully once I take today's dose of Zyrtec, that will remit a bit. So let us start with some tapping and some breath. Oh, that feels good. Nice deep breaths. In fact, for those of you who are doing the 30 days of breathwork challenge with me, how's it going? How's it going? I am continuing. There was one day that I missed, but there was another day that I actually did 2 in a row. Good morning, Sue. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Nancy. Good morning. So there was one day that I did 2 shamanic journeys in a row. It just felt called for. And so I figure I'm back up to date. So today's feels like I need to change the breathing routine. Instead of it being the panting breath to activate things, it feels like it needs to be 20 minutes of the long, deep breath like these. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more for good measure. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And now, at this point, if you're feeling a little lightheaded, that means you're not breathing deeply enough throughout your day. So practice. Maybe you set a timer on your phone for every hour on the hour, and you take 3 nice deep breaths. That breathing deeply is so important on so many levels. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in these up-levelings that we're working to create, the more breath, the better. So let us practice. As I said, for today, we have a chapter out of Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead by Tosha Silver. We are to the point where operating on just intellect and just logic is not going to get us where we need to go. Do we need intellect and logic? Absolutely. But let them be in service of heart and soul. If heart and soul leads the way and intellect and logic are the backup singers, I think we're going to be in grand fashion. Is it going to take some time to change things, turn things over, clean things up? Yes, yes. But so be it. So be it. It is what it is, and here we are. So this chapter, I think, is Following the Inner Lead. I love that title. There, and as I always say, when there's two quotes, it's bound to be a good chapter. So settle back, grab your cup of tea or coffee, water, whatever you've got. I've got iced tea at the moment. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale and relax into receiving this message. Following the inner lead. Think inside the box. Bidden or unbidden, God is present. Carl Jung. A problem cannot be solved by the same level of consciousness that created it. Albert Einstein. That one right now I think is so important. We cannot keep doing the same things. What's happening is telling us that those same things are broken. They don't work, they're not working. It's giving us the hayride through hell. So, we cannot solve a problem by the same level of consciousness that created it. We must up-level our consciousness. All right? So, here's her story to help make these points. I grew up a perpetual worrier. Perhaps from having a sensitive Pisces mother who always anticipated the next disaster, or from being an East Coast Jew. In any case, by the time I turned 25, I was literally making myself sick with fear. How many people right now do you think that definition fits for in our world? Some literally because of their circumstances, Gaza. Some more figuratively because of what they allow their mind to do to them. Okay? To survive myself, I had to change. One of the first techniques I learned was the God box. There it is. You simply write down your worries and pop them into some kind of a container, as simple or elegant as you wish. Again, a Kleenex box, an empty Kleenex box will work. Doesn't matter. A Tupperware container, an old butter container, doesn't matter. It's just an envelope, place to collect these worries. Whenever a new worry comes up, into the box it goes. You don't even need a clear concept of God to do this. You could make the offering to your own highest wisdom, or to the force that keeps the birds aloft in the sky. Doesn't matter. Good morning, Cindy. Glad you're here. We are talking about the God jar today. Sounds simplistic, but honestly it works. If the problem torments you again, you remember, it's in the box. It's done. It's done. Is it done in Bonnie timing or Cindy timing or Jo Neal timing? No! It's done in divine right timing and divine right order. And we might be grumpy about the fact that it's divine right timing and divine right order. But it is. But it is. Let's see. You can also add as many other problems as you wish. Because studies show the mind recalibrates in 21 days, try to reliably submit a particular worry for at least that long. Really, I don't do that. I just pitch it in there the first day, figure it's a done deal. When it comes up again to bother me, I remind myself, nope, it's in the box. It's taken care of. It's waiting for its divine right timing. During the period of offering, solutions often spontaneously arise. When the mind is no longer grasping for an answer, here's the famous statement. Space opens. Space opens. Remember, we're holding this space, however small or large, with nothing there. The vacuum, the void. Nature abhors a vacuum. It will fill it in with what's meant to be there. If we don't preempt it by jumping in and jamming something in there, well, I can't have that empty space. I gotta fill that up. No. No. Allow. Breathe. Isn't that lovely? Doesn't that feel good? You're creating space with the breath. Allow that to serve you. Allow that to serve you. When the mind is no longer grasping for an answer, space opens. The box gives room for a divine plan even in impossible messes. So even if it feels like there is no solution, this is unfixable, it's fixable. Might not be by you, but it's fixable. So here's a story she shares that makes the point even more firmly. I first used the box when I was crazily looking for a new apartment one summer. Friends kept helpfully reminding me that the vacancy rate in the Bay Area was at an all-time low of 3%, and that the odds of finding a decent, affordable place were next to nil. But the teacher who had suggested the box insisted that odds and percentages didn't matter one whit. What matters was the offering. Odds and percentages don't matter one whit. What matters is the offering. That's our job. That's our job, the offering. With a sense of bemused curiosity, I scrawled my first note and slipped it in. I am now being guided to the right apartment at the right time. It's already handled. Within a month, now notice, a month. It took her a month for the divine right apartment to show up. How do you think she did during that month? Do you think she was like racking her hands, okay, where's my apartment? Okay, I put it in there, where's it? Or do you think she just went about her business? Let me find my card here. There it is, my reminder. Go about your business. Let the universe go about its business. See what unfolds. My job is to go about my business, to not be in the way. That's my job, okay? So, back to the story. Within a month, my veterinarian asked offhandedly as she checked my kitten for ear mites, "You still need a spot, right? I know one." She was right. 15 years later, I'm still there. After a while, you start trusting the process. Yes, yes, yes. I kind of smirk at myself because recently, I think it was that, not that I wasn't trusting the process, I wasn't trusting myself to get through the process. It's like, I know this will unfold in divine right timing and divine right order. Am I going to be able to see this through? Am I going to be able to be, the P word, patient enough to ride this through to the divine right timing and the divine right order? That was calling for work on me, for me to be doing the work on me. Okay. After a while, you start trusting the process. Hold, please. Oh, that's so good. You realize the details of the solution are irrelevant, since those will be revealed. What matters is offering the problem over with a sincere, consistent heart. So the way I say it to my clients and to myself repeatedly, how does not matter. How is not my problem. Why is what I need to focus on. When my why is big enough, the how takes care of itself. Hear that again. When your why is big enough, why do you want this particular outcome? Why? What is it going to do for you? What is it going to do for others? How is it of benefit? Make that juicy. Make that as clear as possible. Why this is a good thing. Then allow the universe to unfold it however the universe will. The how is the universe's problem. God, spirit, however you look at that, whatever keeps the birds aloft in the sky. Why is what we focus on. So let me read that sentence again, because this is, out of all of the words that are here, I feel like this is the most important piece. You realize the details of the solution are irrelevant, since those will be revealed. What matters is offering the problem over with a sincere and consistent heart. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Welcome. So, again, when we hang ourselves up in the details, when we say, well, I don't know what the next step is, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. Perhaps the next step hasn't been offered yet. Perhaps you're still in that waiting in the open space, I call it waiting for my marching orders. A little too militaristic for me, but it gets the point across. It's not time yet. It's not time yet. I need to wait with as much patience as Bonnie Nussbaum can muster, and the guidance will come. The guidance will come. And when the guidance comes, then I act. So, picking this for today, hearing chapter 4 in my ear, opening the page and seeing it's about the God jar. How cool is that? How timely is that? How in flow is that, right? The box is also a perfect complement to divine order, allowing you to have a sacred place to store your prayers and statements if you wish that. For some practical-minded people, having a concrete spot really helps. So what do you have to lose but anxiety? And I'm going to add and fear on there. And control, because how much of the, okay, universe, I'm tapping my foot here, when are we going to get to this? We're trying to push the river. Allow. Take a breath. Let it go. Allow. If you believe that where you are right now is in divine right timing and divine right order, and when something new is meant to unfold, it will be brought to your attention and you can respond accordingly. Needed the reminder of the God jar. Good, good, good. Yes, yes. And I look at how full mine is right now, and I know it's not time to do a review. Usually I review like 2-3 times a year. And I'll look at the little slips of paper and go, yeah, that's accomplished. Yeah, that's accomplished. I don't even remember what this one's about. What does that mean? Yeah, that's accomplished. That's accomplished. There might be 2 or 3 that I need to put back in there because they're still perking. And then I have room to add some more. But it is humbling when I realize that I didn't have to muck around in the universe's business. I paid attention to my business, followed the prompts, and all of those things were taken care of in divine right timing and divine right order. Say it with me now. Divine right timing and divine right order. We merely show up. We hold the sacred space. We go about our business, and things get taken care of. So, hopefully this was helpful to a bunch of you. It certainly was helpful to me. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.